US President Barack Obama's second visit to India proved to be historic and path-breaking as the two nations ended the nuclear logjam. It elevated the India-US natural global partnership to a new level, making it a defining partnership for the 21st century. Departing from protocol, Prime Minister Modi personally received US President Barack Obama and US First Lady Michelle Obama at the airport. There are several firsts to the credit of US President Obama's visit to India. It was a transformational moment in bilateral relations, as he was the first US President to be chief guest at the Republic Day Parade, besides being the first to visit India twice during his tenure. Again, for the first time, the two leaders connected with the people through the joint address on the radio in Mann Ki Baat. If that is not all, it is for the first time that a hotline at the level of the Prime Minister and the US President has been established. The meeting of the two leaders was marked by powerful symbolism, backed by substance, with both countries agreeing to move towards operationalization of the India-US Civil Nuclear Agreement.
I am pleased that 6 years after we signed our bilateral agreement, we are moving towards commercial cooperation, consistent with our law, our international legal obligations, and technical and commercial viability.
Besides, there were significant and substantive outcomes on the strategic, defense, energy, and the economic fronts. The two countries decided to pursue co-development and co-production of specific advanced defense projects for expanding the manufacturing sector in India, finalize defense framework agreement for next 10 years, deepen cooperation on maritime security, resume dialogue on bilateral investment treaty and totalization agreement, make concerted efforts to disrupt entities such as Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, D Company and the Haqqani network, develop smart cities in Visakhapatnam, Allahabad and Ajmer. The two leaders unveiled the India-US Joint Strategic Vision for Asia-Pacific and Indian Ocean region, reflecting the close partnership between the two countries, which is indispensable to promoting peace, prosperity and stability in the region. US President Obama backed India's permanent membership of the reformed and expanded UN Security Council. Personal chemistry and bonhomie between the two leaders was visible throughout the visit of US President Obama. After the official level talks, the two leaders walked the talk on the lawns of the Hyderabad House. Playing the perfect host, Prime Minister Narendra Modi prepared a cup of tea for the visiting dignitary. While Prime Minister Modi preferred not to share details on his Chai Pe Charcha, US President Obama could not resist sharing a few details.
He's right, though, we can't tell you everything that we talked about. Although I will share one thing, and that is we compared how much sleep each of us is getting. And it turns out that Modi is getting even less sleep than me. But, of course, that's because he's still new. After you've been doing this for about 6 years, maybe he'll be able to get an extra hour. All right?
At the banquet hosted by President Pranab Mukherjee at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, US President Obama, who had termed Prime Minister Modi as a man of action earlier, now described him as a person who is tough.
So he's tough. And he also has style.
It was a proud day for the nation, as US President Obama was the chief guest at the ceremonial 66th Republic Day Parade. On display was India's military might, along with the spectacular floats that included Prime Minister Modi's flagship programs like Make in India, Bullet Train, Holy Ganga, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, and Jan Dhan Yojana. The Clean India campaign was showcased by the children. It was a picture of elegance and grace as India displayed youth power and women empowerment on the Rajpath. Colorful floats and dances of states like Jammu and Kashmir, Gujarat, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh were a treat to the eyes of the audience. At the Business Summit, US President Barack Obama announced $4 billion in government-backed investments and lending to India. Prime Minister Modi promised to address concerns related to tax and ease of doing business. His focus was on convincing the US businessmen to invest in India. In his last engagement, US President Obama charmed the Indians with his electrifying speech,
Namaste!
highlighting important issues like women empowerment and education. His speech was laced with humor, like the US Secret Service does not allow him to ride motorcycles, decoding Shah Rukh Khan.
Señorita, bude desho mein. You know what I mean. So,
Being natural partners, yes, we can build a better tomorrow, was the thrust of his speech. US President Obama's visit to India reinvigorated the ties, with the two leaders pledging to translate their commitment of Chale Saath Saath, Forward Together We Go, of September 2014 into action through Sanjha Prayas, Sabka Vikas, shared effort, progress for all.